that journey, of course, it was a life lesson, you know. So how do you handle that? How do you handle outside of writing a book or outside of motivational speaking? What does Titus do? What does Titus take another by the hand and bring them forward so that they're not on that path? I don't know if you speak at CMS schools or if you go to the boys club or if you go to different like, how do you get that out outside of social media, like with Facebook or whatever? What is it? Because it's very necessary. You know, our youth in this day and age is, rude, disrespectful. You know, they don't pick up a book. It's all about technology and things, you know, and it's sad to say that a lot of the parents aren't being parents either because that's their babysitter. You know, then you want to know why your children do not respect you and they don't have structure is you don't provide them structure. You know, so do you have kids?
Yes.
How many?
3.
3. What? What are they, boys, girls, ages?
2 boys and 1 girl.
Okay. So do you allow your kids, do they know your full story? Do they know your life? So do they take that? How does your interaction with your children and with their friends and your community, how do you bring that together?
Now you mean just with my kids or kids period?
I mean,
or the world?
Everybody, www, worldwide.
Okay, I mean, to me, in the beginning, going back to what you said before, that it's hard. Of course, when this happened, God, thank you that I'm alive.
Were your kids alive? Or?
No,
Okay,
only one was alive at this time. I've had 2 since.
Okay.
But at that time, it was hard. I'm not gonna sit up here and say that I didn't think about suicide or that I didn't think that the low self-esteem that I had when I was at school didn't come back in with a vengeance because I can't walk. You know what I mean? But when I understood that somebody spoke to me, a woman spoke to me, you know, and told me that how dare I not live my life or try to even take my life when I didn't know what God was going to do to use me to help other lives. So the way that started was when I went to prison, brother been to prison for drug trafficking. And when I was there one time,
you weren't playing, were you, bro?
No, I wasn't playing.
Knee deep, head deep.
But when I was out there, what started it for me that made me want to share the story or my experience, you know, a living epistle read amongst men, you know, was when I was in prison and I just was talking to one person. They asked me what happened. And then I turned around and all these people.
So you was in prison after?
Yeah.
So after this, you continued to sell drugs?
Yeah.
Come here.
Don't do it on TV.
Right now, give me both cheeks.
No, because I'm going to tell you why, though.
Okay.
Not that I'm condoning it. When you have a young person that's been conditioned in an environment that says, this makes me who I am, you know.
But that made you not who you were.
But you think about it. You got people that go to jail repeatedly, right?
But this is not jail. This was almost life or death. So but even after that, you was still like,
your mind is still conditioned.
My mind, I almost didn't get oxygen, but I'm just kidding. But I'm going to go right back on the block.
Do you know what stopped me, though? It wasn't even the chair. What stopped me was somebody literally coming to me, letting me know, like, because in everybody there's a seed of purpose. Absolutely. There was somebody that came to me, my sister, actually my biological sister, Elizabeth, came to me told me that God loved me. But she didn't come condemning. Every voice was, look what happened to you. See what happened to you? That people are listening, but that ain't gonna cause change.
Right.
She didn't talk at me, she talked to me, she talked to the seed.
Right.
So when she told me that God had a greater purpose for me, when she told me that God loved me, despite all I had done, and then I saw that my grandmother was loving on me after I caused all this pain, after I caused her house to get tore up. And then I remembered the things that my mother told me as a kid about God loving me and stuff like that. It rushed back in because somebody spoke to the seed.
Right.
And they quit talking at me.
Right.
And then I could let it all go.
Right.
And then I could see, oh my God, this almost cost me my life. Oh my God, I could have got my grandmother killed when these guys came in here.
So then when you was in prison.
I went to, but by that time, like I said, police are always watching. So they had already was building a case from when I was walking. So either which way out, they would have got me anyway. You know what I'm saying? But they had built their little case. They got me. I went away. And like I said, when I was in prison, sharing my story, and I see all these people stopping and pausing and listening, it took me back like, wow, somebody want to hear about my story. So yeah, I came home and I got in college, and I ended up talking to people on the college campus, ended up talking at CMS, churches and different things like that. And I've been doing it ever since, volunteering in the same jail that I was locked up in. I go there every Wednesday volunteering with Youth Now to help them. Some of these kids got 14 years, 38 years, 28 years.
That's because it's so necessary, you know.
But
it's
you know what?
Different...
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
Because nobody's talking to the seed.
Absolutely. And high five. That's right.
And you tell them, you ask these kids. I had a classroom of kids. I said, how many of you, when you were out there, before this time, somebody came and talked to you? It ain't got to be the pastor or imam.
Right.
Just some adult pulled over and just talked to you in love. Raise your hand. None of them raise their hand. And this is, I've been in the jail for 3 years. None of them have ever raised their hand. I said, well, how many pastors, imams, whatever have you talked to since you've been in here? Oh, they talking to me now. So there's nothing set in place to help these kids before they get to the 28 years and the 14-year sentences and stuff like that. And half of them always say, I got mama.
Well, that's because we can always be
there.
Yeah,
mama going to be there.
What is it saying? Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
Yeah.
You know, but now we have Titus Speaks to be in place.
Yeah.
And, you know, God's going to always give you a platform where unfortunately what we go through is not for us, it's always for somebody else.
Right.
You know, so I sincerely pray and I speak that you will be international, because it's a story that is needed, whether it's in America, out of the country, you know, North Carolina, South, state to state, nationwide. It's a problem. You know, it's a problem. I know that we're going to wrap it up soon, but, you know, I was on the Facebook and saw that there was an ex-boyfriend that killed the mother and the daughter, you know.
Wow.
So again, and not all fatalities come from men, but they have the most pressure on their shoulders, you know, that prayerfully you would come in to relieve that, to give them a different train of thought, to make a better decision, and to decide to live, you know, versus deciding to die. You know, you should not choose to die, but choose to live. You know, I am grateful again that you have joined me on Radiant Talk. I do look to have you again as a guest, because 30 minutes is not even enough to get to you, you know, to get inside, but it give a foundation of what you stand for, what Titus Speaks is for. I know that on the website it's www.titusspeaks.org. On there they can find different attributes and different events that you'll be at, I'm sure, you know, to where it would be beneficial to the community. And if at any time you need Radiant Talk to be there, you know, I got you.
All right.
You know,
I appreciate that.
It's just amazing that you're here. I thank you.
Thank you.
And I love you.
Love you too.
And I'm proud of you for making that decision. So until next time, join us on our next episode, Radiant Talk, Conversations of Life. We'll see you again. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, my name is Titus Broom of Titus Speaks, and my whole job is to speak to young people, and people period, letting them know that there is no obstacle, no setback, no anything that they could ever face in life that they cannot come back from. And if you're out there and you have a program or something that you would like to have me come to, you can find me at www.titusspeaks.org. I look forward to speaking with you. Thank you. Why you gotta act so naughty? Oh, nana, I'm about to spend all this cash.
Oh, nana, if you keep shaking that.